Okay, today we're going to be talking about our topic of cognitive disabilities, and I'm Tiffany Chica.
I'm Andrea Schmidt.
And I'm Jim Leeds.
I'm Brian Hintz. The first topic that we will be covering today is what exactly is a cognitive disability. A cognitive disability is defined as an IQ standard score of approximately 70 or below, based on assessment that includes one or more individually administered general intelligence tests developed for the purpose of assessing intellectual functioning. Some examples of cognitive disabilities include Down syndrome, Fragile X syndrome, and Williams syndrome. Next topic that we will be talking about is what are some speech and language strengths and weaknesses associated with cognitive disabilities.
All right, thank you. Our speech and language strengths they have strengths in physical and social capabilities. An example of that would be good health. They have good adaptive skills, and an aspect of the adaptive skills in which they otherwise show an overall limitation. They have language development in that of younger children of the same mental age, and they have problems relating to motivation, adaptive behavior, or a specific language disorder that may explain the language impairment of the individuals. Our next topic is going to be what are some relevant, related behavioral, attention, cognitive, motor, and/or psychological issues relating to cognitive disabilities.
Okay, first of all, the intellectual limitations occur at the same time as the deficits in adaptive behaviors. Second, evidence of adaptive behavior deficits are necessary because intellectual functioning alone isn't sufficient for a child to have an impairment of cognitive disabilities. Third, children with cognitive disabilities tend to have problems with organization and memory. For one of our next slides, we're going to do what is the description of some examples of how to study or how to include and accommodate students with cognitive disabilities in a general education classroom. The first one is through methodology. Methodology is to change how a concept is taught to a child. Second is provide instruction in a variety of ways, including visual, auditory, and tactile adaptations.
Some adaptations include large print on paper, fewer items on a worksheet, providing low readability text, providing tape text. Repetition of instruction is also very common and is often needed. Small group instruction is often more effective, as a wide array of disabilities may cause some educators difficulty. Here is an example of a cognitive disabilities lesson. In this lesson, the student had to identify the item that the instructor told them, like if she said stairs, he had to point to stairs, and then they had to say it back to him. This helped with their speech and their recognition of everyday symbols. Some sources that we use during our presentation include the DPI website, disabledworld.com, Wikipedia, serviceandinclusion.org, and my technology inquiry that I made for 331. As future educators, we might be looking for some additional resources. Some resources for if you're trying to include technology is Smart Exchange. The smart boards have a lot of information on how to help cognitive disabled students interact with everyday lessons. Read, Write, Think, and Education Worlds both have great lesson plans, and if you're trying to include a CD student in a general education classroom, they often have great examples on how you do that.
That concludes our lesson. Hope you enjoyed.